Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? The one, the only, the mysterious, the natural, the talented, the one and only, the wild, you name it, the one and only P1 in the building. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Tuesday Talk, the show where we sit back for a little bit and we talk about certain things. We talk about certain things, whether they make you uncomfortable, squeamish, crazy, maybe a little demented, twisted, you name it. We're gonna talk for a little bit. It's Tuesday night. We have no live and uncut for time being. So I figured, hey, we could just sit down, we could chat a little bit, chat about many different things. We have some people watching right now. Some people may be coming in. We don't know. We don't know. I don't even know what's gonna happen on here. But we do know we do know we have some time. We have a little bit of time. We have 60 minutes or so. And hey, what's going on? Hope everyone in the chat is having a good day. And let's get into Tuesday talk. No promotion, no advertising. Straight up blunt, out of nowhere. This whole thing created in about 30 minutes, maybe 15, somewhere about 15 minutes at the most. Mason in the chat, what's going on? What's up? What's up, Mason? Glad to see you. And I know, Mason, you've had a past rough couple days. Hope with some stuff that I've been hearing about, but hopefully things are doing okay for you just as well, my dude. But let's sit back a little bit. Let's sit back a little bit. 2021 has already marked some very important anniversary. Has marked a very important anniversary, and that being our good old friend COVID reaching a year. Something that is a rather grim statistic, and some might say it's a very ugly matter at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, COVID has reached over a year now, still very much raging rampant in some countries, especially in some states here in the United States. Still very important issue on people's hands. Stay safe, wear your mask, stay safe, wear your mask, all that other fun little dilly do. Very much important at the end of the world, nonetheless. As right now, you know. But back to what I was saying earlier. Created this whole thing, this whole concept. Created in 15 minutes. Brandon Martin in the chat. Mr. V. Martin. I'm going to call him Mr. V. Martin in the chat. Glad to see you. Glad to see that you're doing. It looks like you're doing well. Glad to see you doing well. Keep in mind, April 1st, Podcast Wars. One and only Eggman Outcast versus the one and only Rant and Rave podcast in a battle to go all out. Hangman Charlie in the chat, the one, the only Hangman Charlie, the self-proclaimed world champion of YouTube podcasting. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. You guys are doing well. Hangman Charlie out for the win, but we'll see what happens April 1st. Or this could be all a work. Who knows? Maybe it's all a work. Maybe we're throwing some shade into the fire. Maybe we're doing this for a work to entertain people, get some people's blood intensed. Who knows? But we do know it's a nice Tuesday night. It's getting dark around this time. Some people might be watching Impact Wrestling. Some people don't care about wrestling anymore. Some people don't even watch WWE anymore, let alone anything that can happen in today's world. Because the one thing that we've learned is that anything is absolutely possible And all you need is just a slight touch of inspiration. Because inspiration can do wonders. You know, I've been inspired by many people to just sit in front of a camera and talk for 50 minutes, 50, 60 minutes. Some people said I couldn't do it. Some people said that I don't have the tone, the delivery to carry such program. But maybe they're right. Or maybe they're wrong. Who knows? Reality is a deception and the fate of the beholder. But inspiration, powerful tool. Very much, very, very powerful tool. Something that we as a community have very much done for each other. Danny Boy coming in the chat, sitting back, probably on his bed, or maybe he's in his basement on his computer. You know how he is. Or maybe that's just a perception that he's offering to give. Maybe it's just a soundstage that's brilliantly crafted to create this perception of inspiration. Because he loves his Scooby, cuddles with the Scooby. Perception, reality. Reality, inspiration. Which leads us back to perception. Perception, the way we all view things. Some people say it's just a craft to make you think in things a different way. Others believe that it's just something people say to get people to talk. But perception is something that's very much real and very much powerful. Some people may see me weird right now, and some people may see a different side right now. But the one thing that is very important is that the fact of perception is something that has been very much wondered, considered, changed, twisted, warped with perception makes something that can be very much misinterpreted, misconstrued, something that people will look at and be like, what is this? That's perception. The ability to just change, to make people view a different way, right on the spot, in a way that people wouldn't imagine, people wouldn't even think. Some people might be wondering, what's this? Why are we talking about this? Where are we going with this? That's the point. To make you wonder, what's going to happen next? What will I say next? Will you be confused? Maybe. But will you remember this day? Absolutely. The day where we're all here right now on Tuesday Talk, waiting for that one big moment. Like I said, this whole thing created in about maybe less than 15 minutes. It's either going to tank very badly, or it's going to have you very much interested. Or maybe, who knows? Who knows how long you'll be interested for? But that's the point. To keep the ball going, to keep the eye, the perception, the goal, to just sit on it for a little longer, to tease what's going to go on. You know, some people might click on saying, it might never click this again. That happens. Perception. Because in just a little bit of time that we've been live right now, that 10 minutes, People have already built that perception. In fact, some people build that in 30 seconds because that's how perception works. It's quick. It's quicker than a Snapchat story. You have that idea, that image, that vision in your head. And once you have that, that's it. Some people might say it's a first impression. Some people might say, the salt. Some people might throw some salt. Some people might bury this program to dust. But some people might have an easy bit of interest that's being dwindled and siphoned and on the mind for that time that they click on to that time where they click off, that moment, that snapshot in their mind, because perception. But what's the point? What's the point of this, you might be asking? What is the point? Many people probably are wondering right now, where are we going with this? Perception. The point. Exactly. The point is, there is no point. The point where we're going with this is up a hill. That's where we're going up this. We're going up this hill to increase the levels of perception, to increase the levels of grit, of intenseness, to keep you on the edge for a little bit of time, maybe even longer, based on perception and view. Because view is also very important. The way you view it, the way you view something goes into your way of perception. Because, like I said, people have already dipped. People view the eye. People view what's going on this screen right now. And they don't know what to expect. They don't know what I'm going to go with this. They don't know where we're going to take this. Perception, the point of perception, the mistaken view of perception. This might be a very fun and entertaining program sometimes, or other times, this might be just sitting here, dwindling and viewing at the eye. You might see something new. You might see something that's been done 3 months ago. Who knows? The point is, viewing, perception, all these things are going to be tested through Tuesday Talk to see how certain things get reacted to see the uncomfortableness in people, to see some people run for joy and to just scream and plead, or to see the rough side of some things, the reality in the situation, the perception behind what people believe. The point is to keep believing and keep seeing what's going to happen. Because even I don't know what's going to happen in this very mind. And I created this program. The point is to view things differently, to see things differently, to narrate things differently, to see the different story in certain things. Because, if anything, this is something no one absolutely expected. Nobody. And that's the point. To do something that no one expects at times when there's nothing that can be unexpected. To keep the eye guessing. Because the moment you close that eye, you close your eye for that 10, 15 seconds, we're going to find a way to open it back up. You know, it's like a blink and miss it spot in wrestling. you have to, where you have to rewind to make sure you really saw what you saw, or whether it was just an illusion, a fatal illusion in some cases, in some people's mind, the way we see things. In some cases, people see illusions. People see the sky, and sometimes in the house. People see light when there's dark. Illusion. Illusion has the power to change perception, narrative. Perception, though, because this is not going to touch everybody. I am aware. This is going to confuse people. I'm aware. That's the point. The view, the reality, the perception, to see how we look at things, to see where these things are coming from, to see the other side of perception, the dark side of perception. We're in this dark room. We're in this darker world where we hear some of the most sinister things each and every day on the news, where things traumatize people, things scar people in ways that they don't want to be scarred. Things affect people in dark, demented, twisted ways sometimes. Perception. Because once you believe, you see that one thing in that one way, most times in people's lives, they never unsee it unless something just as traumatizing happens. And while this show is not going to have any trauma of such, unless you don't enjoy the sound of my voice for 60 minutes, but some people might not, or even 30 minutes. Some people might not enjoy that. And hey, if you don't enjoy that, that's not your cup of tea, then hey, that's fine. That's all right. Not everybody sees the other side of the world. Not everyone sees the other side of the light. Not everybody sees the other point. The lines that are hidden inside the lines. Not everybody sees that. Not everybody sees things the same. You may look at wrestling as a bunch of flippy shit, or you may look at it as the greatest thing that God ever created. You may look at this show like this is fucking stupid shit. Or you may see it as an intriguing, mind-boggling Tuesday night program. And that's the point. To see what people see. To find out what people see. To find the different view in everything. To find the narrative through the perception. To find that gold in the mind. To find what people are so not interested in finding, but make them interested. To find the different views of different things, put them together, and see what we have created on our hands. To take a look at different things in different ways. Perception. Because each of us has perception. Each of us have this way of seeing things. And each of us just have minds of our own. And each of us have a program, anything to believe. Some people might say we're mind controlled. Some people might say we're in a warped mind. Some people might think this is an unwinnable battle. We should stop right here, pack our bags, go home. But we're already this far in. The mind has already viewed things away, and we have a certain set to do. I have duties to do. I have minds to dissect, things to view in different ways, things to see the other side of that isn't normally mentioned. There's an agenda, a hit list, so to say, where a gun that could involve just about anything. Perception. That one key point. Perception. The ability to judge and view in a short amount of time. Because once you judge and view something, as we say, your mind usually stays that way unless something miraculous happens. The belief of miracles, the belief that something can just happen to you in just a snap. The way that we go and the way that we react in our minds. Some people might say we're going crazy in this time period. Last year really showed some of the worst in people. No doubt about it. There's tons of times where we don't have any crowning moments in some people. Some people don't have crowning moments in their life. Some people believe that they're here to suffer while others beg and plead and rejoice in gold, in leather, in many luxurious things. While some people struggle to make one day count. The importance of narrative, direction, and guidance. The way we see things, the way we view things, the idea of perception, the idea to keep the mind judging, keep the mind questioning, keep the mind intrigued. The idea to be able to be up and stand and to direct and to react and to step back. The mind to jump into action, to spring up, or to push back, calm. Sometimes we gotta scream. Sometimes we gotta whisper even more. Perception. The way we view things in this world, the way we control the narrative, the way we direct and lead through certain things. Tuesday nights, right here. We're going to take different things. We're going to do things that feel different because the goal is to be different. No one expects this. That's the point. No one, knew that this was going to happen. That was the point. No one, even myself, I didn't know this was going to happen until I just did it. This was done in literally, I can't even say how many minutes this was done because it was done just like that. The idea and the narrative, the perception, the way we're going to take things and we're going to see things to keep things on the edge, to create new visions through old visions. The idea of modern yet retro. The idea of swag or sophistication. Clean, dirty. the narrative, the direction, the guide where we want to go. All very, very important details out this time here today, this night, this moment, this time right now. You're watching this very program. You will see things in a way you don't expect to see them. Things done that will make you think that we need to push back, but instead, we have to go further in. We have to dissect certain things because we have to bring in the reality of a different perception, the reality of a different view, the idea that we got to hold things and squeeze them to death because we care and we love them so much to where we have to squeeze and we have to even tighten in that bitter love. Things that you don't expect to see, things that people are confused on, things that people don't understand. That is Tuesday Talk for you in a nutshell. Seeing things differently, feeling things differently, talking about certain things differently, directing different views in a different tone. I'm probably creeping somebody out right now. Probably, who knows? Perception, though, is what they're creeped out by this. They're afraid of the view. They're afraid to change the way they view. We're not going to force. We're just going to open up the mind in ways that no one ever expected. In a way that is done for the sake of perception and narrative, the view of the way. And I'm probably talking in open ends. The point to keep you interested, keep you invested in where this is going to go, to see what's going to happen next. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen next. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. That's reality. To prepare for the worst, but to expect the best in a world that we live in. Because lots of times we want to prepare for the worst. We want to be prepared for when that moment happens. The thing is, you're not prepared. You're off guard. You're caught off guard because no one can be prepared for certain things no matter how much you are prepped for them. That is reality. Perception versus reality is a battle that may never be winnable in certain views and in certain points. But we're not trying to win. We're trying to look into a deeper end. We're trying to see the narrative, see the light, see the direction, see the tipping point and where things are going to go. To see the different directions, different views, the different ways that people see things, to dissect the mind, and to just be different is the big point. Just be different. Keep that in mind through the days, through the end. Until next time.